Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Leo, and in this third video about Taiwan, I'm going to take you a look around some famous tourist spots like Q1 or Q1 on Street, as well as the National Palace Museum. So if you like this video, please share and subscribe. And we started off the second day in Taiwan by choosing an auto rental service so that we can rent a car during our trip in Taiwan. There's nothing to complain about the service in Chinese, so you can choose it when you come to Taiwan. The weather of that day was so wonderful, so we decided to have lunch first in a local restaurant in the Yongkan district before continuing our trip to the museum. Here's lunch in a local restaurant in Taiwan, in the Yongkan street, one of the famous streets in Taiwan. And I have a chicken here, a little bit dim sum. Let me try. It's good. Delicious. Oh. Fried chicken. And the first destination we're heading to is, like I said before, the National Palace Museum. The National Palace Museum, major art museum in Taipei, Taiwan, that preserves many of the art holdings of the Chinese imperial collections. The museum houses more than 650,000 art objects and documents that were formerly held at Beijing.
Mình sẽ đi Cố Cung rồi okay. Theo chân hai anh em mình nha.
The museum came into being in 1965 when collections of Taiwan's National Palace Museum, the Central Museum, and other public Taiwanese cultural institutions were brought together in a new museum building in Taipei. The combined collection were called the National Palace Museum. The core of the museum's art holdings once formed part of the imperial art collection in Beijing, which in turn derived primarily from the far-flung collection activities of the Qing dynasty Emperor Qianlong, reigned 1735 to 96. His art holdings and those of his successor remained in the imperial palace at Peking as a private collection until 1925, when China's Republican government converted the palace into a public institution called the Palace Museum. In the 1930s, the Japanese invasion of the North China prompted the Chinese government to relocate parts of the Palace Museum's holdings to Nanjing and then to Shanghai and other locations. After the end of the World War II, these dispersed collections were reassembled in Nanjing, but in 1948 and 49, they were taken by the retreating nationalist armies to Taiwan, where they were stored at the Taipei suburb of Taichung until they were installed in their new home in 1965. And then, leaving the museum, we're arriving to one of the famous tourist spots in Taiwan. It's called Q1 on Street, a bustling hub for those eager to get a glimpse of an old railroad town and still retains the charm of the yesteryear. Originally built to transport coal, this on-street stop has now become one of the most popular on the Bingxi rail line. It's easy to see why so many are drawn here. Local food, souvenir shops, and buffing trains add to the charm of this little gem, as well as make it a fantastic place for photography. And the sky lantern in this old street are of particular note. Once used as a signaling system for those living and working in the railroad industry, visitors now bend their wishes with calligraphy before releasing the lanterns into the sky. And I have a wish that all of my family members, my beloved ones, will have a happy new year, especially my students. All of you will have a great result in the future. And after that, all of us are heading to the Q1, one of the items I really wanted to check off from Taipei. Just a small village in the mountains located 1 hour ride from Taipei, but about 10 minutes from Q1. It has been made famous largely due to its similarity to the village in Spirited Away. In fact, It is the movie A City of Sadness that came to Cửu Phần and make it become more famous for shooting. The beauty of the mountains and the seas, the ritual buildings and unique landscapes of sloping fields in Cửu Phần hit the big screen, which makes it one of the fascinating mountain cities to domestic and foreign tourists. The narrow street of Cửu Phần Old Street, which goes along the hill, has gathered all kinds of stores. The good smells of traditional food is everywhere. You must try the classic snacks in Cửu Phần, such as taro balls, meatballs, and more. And that's all for our video today. I hope that some information I gave you today would be very useful for you to prepare for upcoming trip to Taiwan. And if you wanted to improve your English as well as the Chinese, please feel free to direct me if you need any one-on-one consulting for how to improve your foreign language. So please share and subscribe if you like this video, and see you in the next video.